What is good, y'all? It's your boy Jones, and welcome to another episode of Full Court Shot. As always, I'm joined with my boy E. What's good, boy?
What's good?
As you can see, we both got smiles on our face today because it's been a beautiful, beautiful past 2 weeks for us Laker fans, especially E. And then last night just capped it off for even more reason with AD hitting a buzzer beater. Laker Nation, we feeling ourselves right now. But before we even get into what happened yesterday, I just want to throw a little bit extra shade at the Clipper fans because we should be talking about the Lakers and the Clippers in the conference finals right now, which is what everybody wanted. It's what we both predicted before the season started. And we didn't get it. Why is that? Why didn't we get that, E? Can you explain for those that didn't know? Why aren't we seeing the Lakers and the Nuggets?
Oh, because just like the Atlanta Falcons, the Clippers choked.
Oh, you telling me Kawhi Leonard and Paul George choked?
Oh, wait, and I got something to say on that. I don't know how long ago, but I know it resurfaced lately. A certain ESPN employee named Max Kellerman, who's known for I know I was introduced to him by, from boxing. I guess he was trying to do his best Skip impersonation a while ago, and he had the nerve to say that Kawhi Leonard was a better clutch performer than the late great Kobe Bryant. Sir, 3-1 lead. The Lakers ain't getting eliminated with Kobe on their team. They ain't going to Game 7 to get eliminated.
Never.
With that team, with Paul George, playoff P, Lemon Pepper Lou.
Lemon Pepper Lou. What the? Sixth man of the year all the time? Sixth man of the year this year, Trez? What happened?
And for me to say this is going to be crazy because, we're both from New York, but beach Tim wearing Patrick Beverly wears his Tims to the beach.
Mr. Lockdown, where you at?
Mr. Guard Dog, but he was more like a Chihuahua in these playoffs. Montrezl Harrell, where you at?
Where
the Bad Morris twin? The Bad Morris twin?
Hey, like my man.
I know. I've said this a while ago. All this talk about Doc being a great coach, still hasn't got that Clippers team to the conference finals, and he's had like 3 different Clippers teams already.
Exactly.
Can we start hitting that nail? But we'll do that. We'll do that in the off season when I'm not focused on my team right now, trying to get to the chip. The real LA team.
Basically, the Clippers stayed in the basement like they're supposed to be. They got exposed by a team that's way less superior than they are.
It's not even that. They lost. Because if the Nuggets would have just beat them, you could say they were outplayed and stuff. The fact that they had a 3-1 lead, and in Game 5, they had a chance to eliminate them.
And they gave up that. Both your superstars didn't show up in the fourth quarter of those games.
And especially Game 7. I think they went almost half the fourth quarter before they made a basket.
It's disgusting. They combined for 2 points. Them both. And they were free throws, I think. So we just had to get that out there to Clipper Nation. The trolling isn't going to be done until next year's championship. I'm just letting y'all know. Because
most of these,
y'all getting all the smoke.
No, I'll tell you why. I'll even hit it here. These so-called Clipper fans, most likely they'll be Brooklyn Net fans next year.
Yep. We know they'll be different teams. They'll be jumping on different teams and all that. But as long as y'all know, the Lakers are still in this bitch. Lakers in 5, you know the vibes.
We ain't giving up a 3-1 lead. I'll tell you that much.
It ain't happening. You heard what Snoop Dogg said. We ain't the Nuggets. Fuck is wrong with you? But speaking of the Lakers and the Nuggets, congratulations, by the way, for advancing.
Since we starting on that, before I say anything else, I'm gonna tell you, I have the utmost respect for the Nuggets. They got a bunch. Jamal Murray's a dog. The Joker is talented as hell. Michael Porter Jr. is gonna be a beast. They got some talent there. But when you got in any sport, when you got your foot on the team's neck, you got to press down.
Yeah, it's that simple. And the Lakers with a 2-0 lead right now in the series. The Nuggets looked pretty good coming in the second half. Yeah, First game, they didn't do nothing.
Yeah, even right there. The Lakers let up on them yesterday and allowed them back in that game where the Nuggets damn near almost took that game yesterday.
Right, exactly. But the Lakers,
you cannot let up on this team.
You can't, because they've shown you through 3 series that they're not going to give up. It don't matter what the score is. It don't matter who they're playing. They're going to fight for 48 minutes. So, like you said earlier, nothing but respect for the Nuggets. And even when this series is over, and like I predict and you predict that the Lakers will win this, they're still going to come out with a lot of people praising them, because not even just thinking about what they've gone through this year, just thinking about the last few seasons. Last season, they were the 3rd seed, which they were this year again, and they made it. They got knocked out by the Portland Trailblazers in a Game 7, and that shit hurt them. And I feel like this year they came back with some, with a chip on their shoulder, and they made it work. This is the first team in NBA history to ever come back from 3-1 leads back-to-back series. That's just nuts. So hats off to the Denver Nuggets, Jamal Murray, the Joker, and the coaching staff, and all those guys. But when you speak about this series in particular, I think they got guys that can win and got dogs and stuff like that, but they got no answers for
honestly, James. This not even just that. In this series, they ran into the tougher matchup because the Lakers have so many different looks they can throw at you, the Joker. You got different guards you can throw at Murray. So, in the first round, all right, they play the Jazz. Outside of Gobert, who's going to really guard the Joker?
Mm-hmm.
The Clippers, all they really had is Zubats and Montrezl Harrell, who's a smaller center. He's an undersized center. You play the Lakers now, you got Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? So you got different looks they're thrown at him. And as we can see, even though he performed a lot better yesterday, you got guys like Dwight Howard who especially in Game 1 really got to Jokic. Putting him in foul trouble and stuff like that. And like you said, when they're on the defensive side, when you got to guard guys like LeBron and AD, it's a tough matchup.
It really is. Jamal Murray, in order for them to really make this a series, they're going to have to be consistent for 48 minutes a game. And that's going to be tough to ask for a team that just went through 2 Game 7 series. They're tired. They're on an every other day schedule. So that's tough. The Lakers have been off a few days, so they've gotten a little bit of rust.
I'm glad you mentioned that schedule. I find it fucked up that the West plays every other day and the fucking Eastern Conference got a whole 2 days rest now.
I was gonna say that because we should be talking about the Heat and the Celtics playing right now.
They're not playing Wednesday
right now.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's bullshit. I don't know what the hell that was about.
Allow that.
Adam Silver. I really don't understand what that was all about. To give them 2 days off, and the Western Conference still has to go every other day. That doesn't make any sense.
Not at all.
I don't know. Something needs to be explained there. But to end it on the note, as far as that series goes, real quick, the only thing that I would say I'm worried about when it comes to the Lakers is, I mean, it's cool to see LeBron and AD pick their halves, so to say. LeBron will go off first half, AD go second half, or vice versa. My thing is, I don't like that. I don't like seeing that. I don't like seeing a star play half a series. Not saying he's played half a game, but LeBron and for AD too. But for LeBron yesterday, him to play as great as he did, and then just wasn't as aggressive. Even when the Nuggets were coming back, I felt like LeBron should have been that guy. Even though AD was still killing, I'm not saying he wasn't, but LeBron still got to be aggressive no matter what. So I didn't like that side of LeBron. But other than that, I was very happy with what I saw.
Here's my unbiased comment on all of that. LeBron was shit in that fourth quarter yesterday. Settle in for stupid.
That's what I'm saying.
Settle in for no, but I'm not even gonna sugarcoat and say, oh, we need it. No, I'll say, LeBron, you played like shit in that fourth quarter yesterday. Settle in for those stupid long contested threes. Like you see in the first quarter, in the first half especially, he was attacking the rim, getting to the basket, doing this. And I'll say it for AD too. We need both of them to be that aggressive early and throughout the whole game. Not, oh, I'll do it on the first half.
That's the point.
Take over. It's showing that when those two are clicking, there's nobody fucking with the Lakers.
Exactly.
Those two are both.
Exactly. I need to see a game like I saw in Game 1. Game 1, they both were aggressive for 48 minutes. Game 2, it was LeBron's first half and AD's second half, which is okay and it can work, but that's not how you want to win games. You want to win games playing great basketball for 48 minutes. Mm-hmm. And the last thing I wanted to say about the Lakers is I'm loving what I'm seeing from the other guys. Because if you think about it, when the bubble first started, what were we talking about when it came to the Lakers? Those other guys are not hitting shots. They were fucking horrible. But now we're starting to see them actually click. KCP showed up. Playoff Rondo's there. Dwight, McGee. Those guys are showing up and they're playing hard. So I'm very happy to see that they got into Caruso. Yeah, Caruso's been hitting big shots, playing great defense.
There's still one guy that hasn't showed up consistently in the playoffs. But I'm not going to say his name because you know
I'll say it for you.
There's two of them. There's two of them. There's one he's there sometimes, but Danny Green's another guy who doesn't show up consistently enough for me. I tell you, sometimes every time he shoots, I feel like I die a little inside.
Yeah.
And then your boy.
Yeah, Kyle Kuzma.
You can take that. I'm done with my words for Kuzma.
He's just trying to get, he's the nut. He's one of the JRs and the Dion Waiters out there. So, but no, yeah, you're right. Kuz got to play better. Danny's got to play better. But other than that, I think Rondo has been a huge factor for them coming off the bench because now with Ron on the bench, Rondo can run that offense. They have somebody that can run the offense with a great IQ and put points on, not only get points on the board, but also play great defense. Rondo
all right.
starts.
Before you say that, it's funny how you say that because, I just read something that yesterday, everybody's seen it now. The Lakers won AD's buzzer beater. Rondo whispered to Frank Vogel and said, let me inbound the ball.
Right.
AD said the play was set up for Braun.
No.
If Rondo did it, Rondo was looking for something. And he probably was looking for AD to come off because him and AD have that chemistry from when they played in New Orleans. So I
don't even think it was that. I think it was more of the fact that he knew that what's his name was probably going to inbound with or guard the inbound Joker. So instead of having a LeBron or an AD try to inbound the ball when you need them out on the court, for at least a shot or a
Oh,
decoy.
out of everybody there,
You have
you want Rondo as the inbounder.
with a great IQ. Exactly. He's the best passer outside of LeBron. So you get it to someone that's going to put the ball where it needs to be. And that's exactly what he did. He knew he couldn't throw it up. He had to bounce it, get it around him. And he saw the LeBron wasn't, I don't want to say not paying attention to him, but wasn't ready for the play. Oh, but maybe part of me thinks LeBron knew what was happening already. He saw what's his name, Plumlee, laid off of that screen and said, "Oh, I'm not going to move because AD's coming right around this shit wide open. Why would I move and fuck this whole play up?" You know, so I think the play just worked out beautiful. But that's great heads up play by Rondo to say, "Hey, coach, let me inbound the ball. I'm going to make the right play. I've been in these situations before. I know how to do this." So that's just a great job by the whole Lakers staff, the players and the staff. Coach Frank Vogel has been doing a phenomenal job with that group. He's been putting in the right guys at the right time. So hats off to him.
And I'll say this right now. Ronnie, don't fuck this up for my Lakers. Stop doing dumb shit and getting recorded doing dumb shit while your pops ain't there. Save that shit, man.
Bronny. Oh, Bronny.
Fucking Bronny.
Oh, Bronny. God have mercy. Now let's move it. Oh, wait, before we move on to that, I gotta just say it because I've been saying it on everything. You know the vibes. Lakers in 5. You did. All right. So now we're gonna move on to the first series of the NBA conference finals, and that is the Miami Heat, my old favorite team, and the Boston Celtics. I have the Heat advancing. I believe you had the Celtics advancing, correct? You had the Celtics, right?
When we originally picked playoffs, I had the Celtics coming out the East.
How do you feeling right now about that? With a 2-1 lead with Miami.
I know we haven't did one of these pods in a while, so most of our speaking on this has been off, not recorded shit, regular bullshit. And I've been saying this is going 7. So I'll stick with my pick and say Boston, just because I did pick them. But Miami's scary. But I'm saying this is going. I feel like Boston's gonna That's the thing we gotta say. Boston could have did what the Clippers did last series and folded after being up 2-0 on Toronto. And don't get me wrong, Toronto forced the game 7. Toronto's a scrappy bunch, but young boys in Boston can play.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely.
We're still waiting for Kemba to show up.
Yeah.
But Miami, that's a scary team.
Sure is. This is, for me, I picked Miami. I'm sticking with Miami. And I'm like you. I see it going 7. My thing is, the reason why I'm picking Miami is I just like what they've been doing so far. And I've had confidence in them this whole time, leading up to the bubble. The way they played the Bucks, I just knew they were a real team. They had pieces from 1 to 5 and on the bench. And they're only using like 7 guys right now, and they're still doing work. So go ahead.
And to be honest, I'll tell you this much. I feel like the bubble actually helps Miami the most out of the 4 teams that are still there. Based on the fact of Miami have they're two of their main weapons are young shooters. Young guys don't always do well on the road in the playoffs.
Right.
So the fact that it's not all that crowd noise and they're just basically in an open gym and they're shooters. And don't get me wrong, they're led by a fucking dog. Jimmy Butler's a dog.
Right. No, I your point is very good, because if you think about the 4 teams that are in the bubble right now left, Miami's the youngest one. They have a bunch of rookies on that team that are starting and that are playing. So the crowd does have an impact on this because they're not hearing that. They don't have that pressure on when the other team hits a big shot, or when they miss a big shot, they're not in their heads and all that shit. You know, so that was a very great point that you made about them being in the bubble without a crowd is definitely advantage Miami for sure, because they're a new team full of young rookies and young guys. So I think that's definitely an advantage for them. But the other thing, the other advantage for me is why I picked Miami is because obviously you got Jimmy Butler, who's the dog of all dogs, in my opinion. He don't give a fuck about nothing, nobody. You know, he's doing it his way. He's trying to win for his team, and that's that. And the other great thing about it is that he's surrounded with other guys that are just like that. You got Tyler Hero, who's a dog, a rookie. Kendrick Nunn, a rookie. Duncan Robinson, a rookie. These guys are all dogs. Gordon Dragic, one of my favorite point guards in the league. And you know who he came up underneath? Steve Nash. He learned all this stuff that you're seeing from Gordon Dragic. He learned that from Steve Nash. He's been doing that since he was in Phoenix, and I'm sure that he would tell you that he learned a lot of that from Steve Nash. But he's been playing huge. He's been playing better than Jimmy Butler in this series. He's had, I think, 2 30-piece games. My worry with the Heat is Jimmy Butler picks and chooses when he wants to go off, and that's usually in the fourth quarter. But a team like the Boston Celtics, that's not going to win you games like that. It might have worked once or twice, but the Celtics got dogs. They've got real dogs on that fucking team. You got Jaylen Brown, you got Tatum, and you got Smart, who could have been defensive player. What was in the conversation for defensive player of the year, and he's like, no, for real.
He couldn't have been
for real
defensive player of the year. There was only one defensive player of the year, and he didn't get that.
I said in the defensive player conversation.
Fuck that. The NBA just decided.
No, I just said
Giannis is
the reason why I say that. The reason why I say that though, because look how small he is compared to the other two that were in the conversation, and he did work this year. He's a little man doing this. You feel me? So I mean, obviously, it's going to be hard to win against guys like that, AD and Giannis. But come on.
No, perimeter guys should get more love as defensive players. But like I said, we're not talking about defensive player awards because we'll be here all day. I got one more jab at the Clippers to throw. I've seen the meme. It said the Miami Heat are the dogs that the Clippers thought they were.
Absolutely. No question. That's 100% right. Miami is exactly what the Clippers thought they were.
And I'll throw one more.
Perfect way to put it.
I'll throw one more. Kawhi left the Raptors, who we won a chip with, for everybody said Paul George and a bunch of bench guys. No, you left the Raptors for a bunch of role players. Because let's take this. Paul George ain't even a star.
Yeah. In a lot of people's eyes, yeah, for sure. He hasn't showed up. I think this is what I want to say, because you just made me think of it. This is why I always take the approach that I do when it comes to any sports. I don't give a fuck how good a player is in the regular season. What is his track record in the playoffs? If he's not cooking and doing all those great things in the playoffs, I don't give a fuck about what he does in the regular season. So that means guys like Playoff P, first of all, where the fuck did he get that name from? Because he never was a playoff guy. I don't understand that.
It's
James Harden. James Harden. Where you been at? Exactly, pandemic P. James Harden, where the hell you been at? You putting up almost 40 points in the regular season.
Oh, you said where he's been at. I thought you said where is he? I was gonna say he's probably in a strip club right now.
Probably in a strip club or in Magic City with Lou.
Or getting a COVID test. I'm sorry, wrong Rocket player.
And then the last guy, Giannis. MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. Where the fuck are you? How do you get knocked out in the second round when one game you're the number 1 seed in all of the playoffs, and you lost to a number 4 seed Miami Heat team with the Defensive Player of the Year and the MVP? There's no excuses for that.
Wait. We did say though. I'm not doing it to defend Giannis because I didn't agree with him winning any of these awards, but we all know he ran into the one team he couldn't run into before the conference finals.
We knew that, but the world didn't know that. The world didn't know that. So my point is to the world, to sports world, stop fucking having so much hope for these guys that didn't prove shit. That's my point. Prove it. Pick guys that actually can prove they're going to fucking live up to what they're supposed to live up to. James Harden hasn't lived up to shit besides a regular season award. Russell Westbrook hasn't lived up to shit besides a regular season award. Giannis and playoff P.
About James Harden, I heard before this season started, they asked him what was a goal for him. He said to win the MVP. He didn't say to win a championship. He said to win the MVP. That shows you where his mindset is and why he is where he is and why he never – the guys you named, honestly, I'm not afraid to admit, they won't win a championship.
Exactly. And this is why I'm never so hyped. Hey, it's beautiful. It's great to watch during the regular season, but come playoff time, I know who the fuck I'm rolling with. And that's that motherfucker, LBJ, number 23, because I know he's going to get the job done. I've seen it enough to say, all right, he's going to get it done. Another guy in football, I hate him to death, Tom Brady, but I know he's going to get it done for the most part. So relax, people. Don't let the season hype in the beginning get y'all. Don't let it get y'all, because this is where y'all end up looking stupid. Because I ain't seen none of y'all on Twitter, on Facebook, or Instagram. You know my shit. You on my shit. Where they at? You see them commenting on my shit when I ask for the smoke? Do you see them? Nowhere to be found. I don't get it. All year y'all was here. Soon as they lose, where the fuck y'all at? I don't get it. Don't do that shit with me.
What about
that shit with me? And then gonna back it up now.
No,
go ahead.
No, you're right, because what was all that? The Lakers ain't even gonna get out the first round against Portland. Granted, Dame got hurt. What? He did, but when Dame got hurt, they weren't they already down like 2-1? The fuck is you talking about?
Pretty sure.
Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and argue on LeBron's benefit because LeBron's not my guy. I'm a Laker guy. All that talk all year, the super team in LA, the best team in LA, the Clippers. It came out that Patrick Beverly told LeBron after they found out that they got Kawhi, it's pretty much over for y'all. The Clippers, y'all were so busy trolling Dame when he lost the regular season game, waving him by. And y'all might be in the same resort he is in Cancun.
Call him up, Dame. Call him up, Dame. We saw what you did, Dame. We with you on that.
Yeah, and Patrick Beverly need to be like Kamala Harris. Stop wearing fucking Timbs. They're from New York. Stop that shit.
Exactly. So my last thing that I want to talk about before we get out, and this is just a quick note. I'm not even gonna be salty about it because I already knew it was gonna happen. But the MVP going to Giannis, defensive player going into Giannis instead of LeBron and AD. My quick notes on that is thank
Just
you.
to let you know, I'm not recording.
Thank you for voting him both of those because now you just gave more fuel to the fire and you heard him say it himself. He's pissed off.
Just to let you know,
I have to deal with it. So deal with it.
Me doing this is my way of ignoring that because we all know that was bullshit. I knew Giannis was gonna get MVP.
Yeah,
all that bullshit. But my thing is, if we look at the numbers, I'm pretty sure Giannis is like up there in a lot of stats. Giannis is definitely he's not top 3 to me at all. I can even question not putting him in my top 5, but is he he's definitely the best player on his team and all, but when I'm gonna say 85 to 90% of your points, well 80 because you do shoot free throws. 80% of your points is all dunked because all you can really do is play in the rim. You know, one thing I'll give you the credit over Ben Simmons is you aren't afraid to shoot when you're open. You know, but still, all the guy does is, granted, he gets a fucking rebound and goes coast to coast. Okay, but that's because that's what he has to do to score.
That's it. That's all he's got.
Listen,
I don't want to take anything.
As a Laker fan, I've seen a lot of times where our guy should have won fucking MVP and didn't. Kobe Bryant has one MVP in his career. And yet, in that same span when Kobe was going off and running the Lakers, Steve Nash had back-to-back MVPs. That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's facts. And I think it's the writers, the voters are getting tired of seeing how great LeBron is. Which is
my thing is, if you're getting tired of one guy, you're only going to build it up to be tired of the next guy if you keep giving that guy the same fucking award. You did it with Steph Curry how many years ago?
Exactly.
The fact that Steph Curry is the first unanimous MVP in NBA history is how fucking outrageous.
That just tells you what time we're in now. It just tells you what time we're in. Everything is fucking analytics. Bullshit.
Like you said, as a Laker fan, thank you for not giving that man that MVP. Because it sounds like he wants some hardware. It sounds like he wants some hardware. And if it's not going to be an MVP trophy, let it be that other trophy that we want.
Yeah, it is. That's facts. But my thing, writers actually know what the fuck the word valuable means. Valuable. Because I think most people would say that LeBron James is way more valuable to the Lakers than Giannis is to the Bucks.
It's not even that. And I'm going to tell you the truth, it's not even just the MVP. It's almost in every fucking sport. Because in baseball, the best player in the league is Mike Trout. Yes, he is. Mike Trout wins the MVP every fucking year. Mike Trout doesn't go to the playoffs damn near every fucking year.
Right. Exactly.
So I feel like in all sport, when it comes to these awards, there has to be a different way on voting. But like I said, I don't give a guys win MVPs or not. Get the chip for the team.
Yep. Exactly. So on that note, Lakers in 5, you know the vibes. You digs? So, I already know you said you're going with the Celtics to finish that one. I'm going with the Heat, and we both going with the Lakers. So, if y'all got any picks, let us know who y'all picking, even though we already know who y'all picking. And y'all just trying to hide and shit, but it's all good. It's your boy Jones, E and J Full Court Shot, Jones of the Sports. We make sports better. Hey.
Welcome to Jones and for Sports, where we make sports better.